vast amount of information. So whatever you didn't understand, like some of the brothers were saying that if we could just kind of recap some of the things we've gone over, by all means, this is more like a classroom setting. Don't feel like it is like a lecture, it's more like a class participation thing, so you want to raise your hand, you want to repeat something, ask a question. The main maqsad, the purpose of all these things is to learn. So they say that there's two people that don't learn. One is a mustahi, the person who feels too shy to ask the question, and then the person who thinks he already knows too much. So don't ever feel shy, raise your hand, ask a question if you don't understand it, whatever it is. That's the learning process. But the other question about going revising that, I'll come back to that as soon as I finish this. For revision. Basically, to recap what we've been doing so far, we started the word by word breakdown of ta'awud. Right? Ta'awud. We know that before reciting the Holy Quran, before even starting with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, a person should recite isti'adha. If you have mentioned it, isti'adha is basically that recitation of A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, or Asta'idhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, or A'udhu billahi sameel alim minash shaitanir rajeem. All these different word sequences of seeking protection from shaitan, the accursed, seeking protection in Allah from shaitan. So we discussed A'udhu, the meaning of A'udhu, coming from three main roots of either Al-A'udhu, or Iyad, or Ma'ad. Ma'ad Allah, Iyad billah, and A'udhu billah. And how they basically had two main meanings. Right? A'udhu, basically to seek refuge, to seek shelter, to seek assistance and help. And the other one, to adhere, to stick, to cling on to something. Right? So that's it. Then A'udhu billah, and Allah, we're going to discuss more in depth, but basically Allah is the Ism al-Dhat. It's the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which comprises of all the meanings of all the other Asma al-Husna, which basically means the one and only Allah. And we'll discuss that more in depth later, inshallah. Then, A'udhu billahi min. Min, I actually haven't touched too much upon. It's basically, it's a harf, it's a particle, and we'll roughly translate this from. Right? A'udhu billah, I seek refuge in Allah, from. Who are we seeking protection from? Min ash-shaytan. Then that's where we stopped off before the one prayer. What's the meaning of shaitan? Where did shaitan come from? What do we mean when we say shaitan? So the ulama of lugha, of the Arabic language, they say that shaitan can have two possible roots that it comes from. And both can apply equally. The first one being the root shatana. Shatana. And the root shatana, when you check it up in the lexicon of Arabic, they'll say that basically shatana has the meaning of al-bu'd, to be far. Right? So then, to be far. So they say that anything or anyone who is far away from the fitrat of Islam and from ar-rashad, from guidance and hidayah, this person will be a shaitan. Right? That would mean that tomorrow I can also become a shaitan. Right? And we recited the verse, Allah mentioned that وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا شَيَاطِينَ الْإِنسِ وَالْجِنِّ, that we have assigned and we have appointed an enemy for the anbiya, the shayateen, right? From these satans from amongst mankind and from amongst the jinnat as well. And then Umar mentioned that one of the animals also was a shaitan. Anyway, so shaitana means to be far. And the next root that we kind of started before the break was, it comes from the root of shayata. The other ulama, they differ. They say that the word shaitan doesn't come from shaitana, it comes from shayata. These three main huruf. And this combination of huruf, shayata, means either halak. In English we translate it as to perish. Right? Probably in Urdu and Farsi we also have this word halak. I've been destroyed. Even in Arabic, halaktu, I've been destroyed, I've perished. Like the one sahabi, when it was Ramadan time, and he broke his fast in Ramadan by having conjugal relations with his wife, he says, halaktu. He came to Rasulullah, halaktu, I've been destroyed. So I said, what happened? He says, no, I broke my fast in the middle of Ramadan. So halakat, to perish. The second connotation of shaytan means ihtaraq. Ihtaraq, which means to burn, something burnt up. And the former, the halak or to perish, has a slightly stronger connotation, a stronger meaning. Some say that, for example, olive oil, when you leave it on the fire too long, and you know that when it burns up and it leaves those sediment at the bottom, it's one that it perished, it got destroyed, but it got burnt up and singed. So it's a shaitan that we're talking about also, he would have those kind of meanings also. One that will be burnt up, one that is basically perished, and his actions and his a'mal, everything has gone scorched, singed, perished, destroyed. And so it varies between these two possible meanings. Let's move on to the next word. This word shaitan, it's coupled with a sifa. It's coupled with a characteristic. Right? We don't just say shaitan, but we say ash-shaitan ar-rajim. Ash-shaitan, a'udhu billahi min ash-shaitan ar-rajim. So I'm going to put that underneath, inshallah. And where the word rajim comes from, where does it come from? So if you follow along, inshallah, take a photo. Basically, the word al-rajim, you guys can see clearly from here? Or should I move this word? The word al-rajim, the main three huruf that is contained in this word, the huruf asli, ra, jim, and meen, rajam. Has anybody ever heard this term, rajam, before? Rajam. Yeah? Pelting. Normally, when you go for hajj, that's rami. But more, the connotation is more when a person is pelted, when he's stoned to death. For example, if a person commits illegal intercourse and the person is married in a sahih nikah, then what's the decree upon him? Rajam. That the person has to be stoned. Right? So the huruf asli, al-rajim, has something to do with that. Rajam, stoning. Right? Now, the verb scale, not the verb, but the noun scale that it's on a specific scale, it's on a specific word pattern. Right? We see al-rajim. What's something similar? Like right before one of the brothers also mentioned that it's nice to know the difference between when we say al-rajim and shaitan al-rajim, what's the closeness and the similarity or the dissimilarity between Allah and shaitan. Right? So shaitan is known as al-rajim, but what's Allah known as? Al-rahim. Right? Very, very similar. And then we discussed that in the olden days, there was no diacritical marks. These harakat are called diacritical marks. Fatha, dhamma, kasra, sukoon. In the olden days, there was no such things. In the time of the Sahaba, they didn't have these. They didn't even have these dots, the nukta. There was none of those things. So let me put that underneath it. Shaitan is al-rajim and Allah is al-rahim. Now, how are you supposed to figure that out before the dots? If you take away the dots, and you take away the diacritical marks. Exactly the same thing. They look exactly alike. The old, I'm not sure what I'll do is if somebody reminds me next week, I'll bring a copy of the Uthmani Quran. They have like certain copies in Istanbul and other museums, and you'll see that the Quran was written just like this. No dots, no diagonal marks, they look exactly alike. So the knowledge of Arabic of the Sahaba was of such a high caliber, they didn't need any of them. They knew which one was what, just by looking at it. Like, they'd like, are you insane to call one Rajim and one flipped out? Shaitan al-Rahim, the most merciful shaitan? Like, no, just think that these are aql. But they used to be able to read it at like a very fast pace because they were masters of Arabic. Nowadays, they put all these things for us, the non-Arabs, that okay, they need dots. So this is a G, so they put a dot in it. And they were like, okay, this thing could either be one of, it could be a da, could be a ba, could be a ya, could be a nun, could be a whole bunch of things. So they said, okay, 2 dots underneath is going to make it a ya. If 2 dots on top, it'll be a da. So they put the dots for us because we didn't know any of them. And then after that, we still didn't get it. So they said, okay, this is a fatah, this is a kasra. That's how you pronounce it. In the initial days, the people said, it's hurting my eyes. I liked it the way it was before, but because of the rest of us, they put these on. Nowadays, you can't even read this also. We need it in English. So it's constantly going down and down. Pretty soon we'll leave that aside too also. Be like, you know, but anyway, we have to go backwards. So anyway, the scale of, it's called fa'il scale. In Arabic, they always use fa, ayn, and lam as like the base. And they build the scales using these. For example, if you want to see how changes takes place, you always use fa'ala, because it's kind of like the paradigm verb to use for everything. So the scale, rahim, is on the scale of fa'il, right? Fa'il, where the three huruf asli, they always try to relate it to these three words, fa, ayn, and lam. Fa, ayn, and lam. So ra, you call it, this is the fa kalima, fa, because it sits in that place. The jim is called the ayn kalima, and the mim is called the lam kalima, fa, a, la. Instead of saying position 1, position 2, position 3, position fa, position ayn, position lam. So fa'il can come from very different things. Fa'il can be used, like in the case of Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, it's used for a sifat mubala, where you were trying to super emphasize something. Right? Ar-Rahim, a person who does a lot of something. In this case, Rahma, mercy is there. So the name, for example, when you say Rahim, you can say extremely merciful. Sifat mubala, a person who does that action. But also fa'il, or this scale, can be used for a person upon whom something is done. Right? That we've discussed this before in the Quran. We said it was also mentioned to be maqru. Right? Maf'ul, at that time we discussed. Quran is Quran because it's something maqru. It's something that is recited. Other people recite it. So rajim here also falls under that same kind of meaning in this context, because fa'il comes in the meaning of maf'ul. So what would the meaning, anybody can take a guess to what a rajim would mean if it comes in the meaning of something being done upon? The one pelted, right? Not the one doing the pelting. Shaitan is not the one doing the pelting, right? Although you can take that out, the guy who pelts a lot, that name could come out. But the ulama say no. Rajim here comes in the meaning of marjum, the one who himself is being pelted, right? The one being pelted. That's pelted, outcast, the one being stoned. Now they say that there's two possible reasons why he could be called al-rajim. Two possible reasons. Number one, they say that, okay, al-rajim, al-marjum, the one who's pelted, and rajam, it has a literal meaning and it's got a figurative meaning. Literal meaning is if I take a stone and I stone you, that stone knocks you on the head, okay, you're rajim, you're marjum, I'm the one who did the stoning, I'm the rajim, I'm the one who did the stoning. Aside from that is if I don't physically pelt you, but I verbally pelt you. I curse you, I use some bad language, I use foul language, I call you something, some bad terms, that's also being pelted. Right? If I'm cursing you, that's also a form of pelting, of stoning, but it's not using something physical, I'm using something verbal, I'm using something like not animal. So they say that this is where shaitan comes. He is a person that marjum, yani mal'oon. He's a person cursed. Right? The curse is the la'nat, right, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everyone is upon shaitan. He's accursed. So that's why normally when you open up the Quran, or if you open up translations of hadith or books, when they translate it, they say, I seek protection in Allah from shaitan, the accursed. The one upon whom la'nat and curses is upon him. So that's marjum in that sense. But there's always curses being sent upon shaitan. The second thing, they say that, okay, no. What actually it refers to is that shaitan, these jinnat, these shayateen, they are physically pelted also. Right? They're physically pelted. That, in the verse Allah SWT mentions in the Holy Quran, وَلَقَدْ جَعَلْنَا فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا. That assuredly they have set up huge stars in the sky, burujan. وَزَيَّنَّاهَا لِلنَّاظِرِينَ. And we have beautified and we have ornamented the sky for the people who look at the sky. MashaAllah, we go out at night. You see the beautiful constellations in the sky, and it's so beautiful. So as men within it. وَحَفِظْنَاهَا مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْطَانٍ رَجِيمٍ. And this verse Allah says that we have protected these skies from every shaytanin rajim. From every single, now we can translate it as a curse here, but this wouldn't fit. Because here it's referring to those shayateen that are actually physically pelted by the malaika. It's mentioned that in the olden days, before the advent of jinnats to go up and down on the earth and the heavens. And what they used to do is they used to kind of listen to the information being revealed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the malaika from one heaven to the next heaven, from one heaven to the next heaven. They would kind of bring down the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in succession, from the 7th heaven to the 6th heaven to the 5th heaven, and then from the 1st heaven down to the earth. So the jinnat would go there, they would listen what these malaika are saying, what the order is, if a person is supposed to die, if a person was supposed to be born, if the rizq, the money is supposed to increase. They would listen to all these things and they would come back down. Then what happened? With the advent of Isa alayhi salam, they weren't permitted to go anything except for the first heavens. And then in the advent of Rasulullah, all the heavens were completely cordoned off. No jinnat are allowed to come beyond or past the sky of the earth. They couldn't listen anymore. If they tried, like this, what this verse mentions, that they would be pelted. The malaika would pelt them. And then the verse continues, إِلَّا مَنْ اسْتَرَقَ السَّمْعَ فَأَتْبَعُوا شِهَابٌ مُبِينٌ. Right? This is an istisna, that we have protected the skies from every, you can say, stone or cast devil, except he who steals. إِلَّا مَنْ اسْتَرَقَ السَّمْعَ. Except he who steals, who happens to steal a part of whatever he has heard, this sama, this hearing. But what happens after that? فَأَتْبَعُوا شِهَابٌ مُبِينٌ. A clear, fiery ember will be following, will be thrown at him, will follow him across the sky. And then they say that some of these shooting stars that we see in the sky, some of them are actually these embers that the malaika are shooting at the jinnat to get them to move away from the heavens when the orders of Allah come down. Not everyone is one of those things. You have a natural phenomena, meteor showers and stuff, that's different. Some of them are also these malaika throwing these fiery embers at them. So then that gives us the name of Shaitan al-Rajim. So it's either because curses are upon him, and that he's cursed, or it could be the stone or the pelted Shaitan, and the malaika also are going to be pelting him. Anyway, let's go a little bit more in depth. No, you don't have to recite the istiada at that time, when they're being pelted. If a person wants to, there's no hard and fast rule. But because it contains several different possible meanings also, and it wasn't one of those mokas that we were talking about here, recite istiada in, as opposed to other cases when a dog is barking. Whenever you perceive shayateen to be there, right, you speak istiada. Or, for example, if you wake up from a bad dream and other cases, which we'll kind of enumerate now, inshallah. Isti'adah, it has the meaning that we mentioned of oath, to seek refuge, to seek protection. Now, this is a very important thing for us because many times, especially when I'm back home in Springfield, a lot of people will call or they'll ask that I have this difficulty, I have that difficulty, I'm being bothered by certain other creations, the jinnat wal ghayb, and other things. Now, what can I do? Right? Or, for example, there's a thing of the evil eye also. Person has been afflicted by this and by that, what do? We refer back to the same isti'adah. And this isti'adah is a very powerful formula. And we basically have to set our aqidah and our aqaid right, that what takes place on the whole face of the earth and the whole face of the universe. Is there a single thing that can take place without the permission of Allah? And we have to get this understanding correct. There is not a single entity, not a single being, nothing from the makhluqat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can affect anything in the face of the earth. Nothing has the permission to do anything without the permission of Allah. Right? For example, if I want to bend down and pick up that cup of water, right? If I have this understanding that I can do that come what may, and I can pick it up by my own strength and by my own power, right? I've kind of stepped upon one of the steps of shirk. I have no power to do anything. When we say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, what does that mean? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls every single thing. Once you get that kind of understanding, that mindset, and that aqidah, and that belief firmly embedded in your heart, then you don't really have a need for anything else after that. Right? It's mentioned that there are 70,000 people that will enter Jannah without any reckoning, without any account. And then the Sahaba, they started, Rasulullah just told them that much, and he left the majlis. So then the Sahaba, they were discussing with one another, who might it be? Some said it might be for example, the Muhajirun, Sabiqun al-Awwalun, the first to accept Islam, the people who have sacrificed, who made hijrah. Others said it might be the children of the Sahaba who accepted, who were born into Islam. And then basically they got into different opinions as to who they might be. Then they asked them, what are you guys talking about? They said, we want to know who these people are. So they said that these are those people that have no need, la yastaqoon. They have no need, for example, of any kind of formulas or medications or anything like that to get better. But they, Allah yatawakkalun, they place their tawakkul, their trust solely upon Allah. And I'm sick, Allah's going to be, although it's perfectly jaiz, and you can say sunnah to use all these things, because also he took benefit from medication and other things. But those people who completely cut off all reliance upon anything besides Allah, he says that these are those people. I don't have any of these things. The same Allah who gave me the sickness, the same Allah is going to cure me also. And they place their tawakkul and their trust upon Allah. Even, for example, after they use the medication, what is this medicine? It's just a pill. Or, for example, if a person takes honey, if a person takes black seeds or whatever. That these things in themselves, they have absolutely no power. Right? Allah has put the shifa in these things. So that same Allah who can do with these means, who can do with these asbab, this same Allah can do without the asbab. Just raise up your hands and, oh Allah, I am your slave. I am the same one you have afflicted. And I have yaqeen and certitude that if you wish, oh Allah, you can get this thing out of me. That Ayyub alayhi salam, when he was afflicted, he just kept on making sabr. Kept on making sabr. Right? All these different diseases, leprosy, his flesh would fall off, these different worms would be attached to his skin. So he was just making sabr. But Allah has decreed this for me. So he was happy in that state. But when things became difficult, then he just made dua, oh Allah. Right? I expect my cure from you. You are the one to give the cure. So this is the same thing. When we recite ta'awudh and isti'adah, whatever the case might be, we seek our refuge to Allah, that, oh Allah, we have nowhere else to go. If my yaqeen is in these medicines, then how many times I myself have personally seen, for example, both of my parents passed away before my eyes in the hospital. And at that last moment, the doctors are rushing, trying different medications, trying different machines, breathing machines, those defibrillators, everything to keep you alive, and nothing's working. Why? Because nothing can work. Nothing has that ta'feel or that effect in itself to stop the decree of Allah. Right? The same way that nothing can benefit you, nothing can also harm you also. There, when people are trying to benefit you, save your life, doing CPR, all these breathing machines, and everything else, when the time has come, the time has come. Nothing can save you. But the opposite, what we need to understand is the opposite also. That happens more often than not. That nothing can harm you without the permission of Allah either. That's where the isti'adah comes in. That, oh Allah, I seek refuge in you from shaitan al-rajim, from all of his plan, from all of his makr, from his scheming, from his plotting and ploying, and all the shayateen. The shayateen min al-jinn wal-ins. Some human wants to do you harm. You have that yaqeen, but he can't touch me without the permission of Allah. And this is exactly one of the biggest treasures that we can gain. This is the biggest thing that we need nowadays. We don't have this. We don't have that yaqeen. And that's the difference between us and the Sahaba. They had that yaqeen and they're able to do so much. For us, it's that fear that keeps us back. It's that fear that keeps us back of what's going to happen. Right? The yaqeen is deficient. Right? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once he was taking a little qaylula nap under the tree, and he hung his sword on the branch. And he said, let me just kind of doze off for a little while, a little bit tired. So he dozed off, and one of the kuffar came and took the same sword of Rasulullah himself. And he stood above Rasulullah and he asked him this question, who's going to save you now? I have your sword, you're lying beneath me. One slight swipe of my sword upon your neck and you're gone. So this person asked him, that who's going to save you from me now? Then this is the Rasulullah. What kind of iman he must have had, what kind of yaqeen he had. He looked at him dead in the eye and he told him, he just said one statement, Allah. That yaqeen, and what is us saying Allah, and what the Rasulullah saying Allah. And with that kind of thing, the person started trembling and the sword falls out from his hand. He couldn't do anything, he became paralyzed and shocked. Because of that arab, and that arab that came out, that was born out of the yaqeen of the Rasulullah. So then he couldn't do anything. Outwardly, one small little strike, one dab, and he finished, Rasulullah was finished. And the whole job of the kuffar is done. And this is the opportune moment for them. And which kafir didn't want the mission of Rasulullah to come to an end? But what was that saved Rasulullah at that time? That yaqeen. He just said, Allah. One small word, and the person was paralyzed with fear. Then Rasulullah got up, picked up the sword, and he told him, who's going to save you? He turned the sword back up, who's going to save you from me? And then he starts saying, oh, you're such a kind, you're such a, I'm sorry, joking, sighing. those kind of things. The tables turn. There's also something extractive or French. But there's a big lesson in this for us. Where is our yaqeen? Where is our understanding? A lot of times it happens that our focus and our vision is towards the outward asbab. When it comes, I don't know, fundraising time, we have to invite that guy, we have to invite this guy. This guy's a really good speaker. He can really move the people to kind of make them take out more money from their pockets. Or, for example, I know this, my family, whether it's a wife, whether it's a cousin, she's got cancer. Then, okay, let me go to the best doctor that's out there. Let me go to the best hospital. The very, very first thing that we have to turn to when any of these things happen is first turn towards Allah. Right? We have to switch things backwards. We have to first turn towards Allah. And then, after doing that, then we use the dunya asbab. That, okay, I have cried my eyes out before Allah. I got up at the Hajj last night. And I've asked everyone, we've made khatams of Quran, we've made so much dhikr of Allah, we've made so much of ibadah of Allah. I'm giving out sadaqah also. Oh Allah, I'm begging you, beseeching you to help me in this case. Then after that, then you start taking the dunya means, and you see barakah in that. But normally, our state of affairs is such that we work upside down. We'll do everything else first. I tried this doctor, I tried that medication, I tried this person, I tried that person. None of it works, and then finally when you're left with nothing, then you turn to Allah, oh Allah, I have nothing. Then you turn towards Allah at the end. It's supposed to be the opposite way. And so this is one thing that we learn with isti'adah. And we make that isti'adah with firm yaqeen. And that's effective. Because the reason I'm mentioning this is that this awd, seeking refuge and protection, another word that is very common that we refer to here that's very common in our society is the word ta'weez. And we butcher it and say ta'weez. You go to the shaykh, I need a ta'weez. It comes from the same huruf asli. Awwada yu'awwidu ta'weez. And that's a normal masdar because there's a difference of opinion. Not really a difference of opinion in terms of the fiqh point of view, but in our day's age, in our day's times, some say that if you do that, you're a mushrik, you become a kafir, if you hang that thing around there. Other guys say if you don't use that thing, what are you talking about? So there's a lot of, a sway back and forth between two different groups of people. So what's the reality behind it? I just want to kind of touch upon that, since we're on the subject. One narration in Sunan al-Tirmidhi, I want to read that for you. The hadith states that Amr ibn Shu'ayb an abihi an jaddihi, that Amr ibn Shu'ayb, who narrates from his father, who narrates from his grandfather, Anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he narrates that Rasul said, إِذَا فَزِيَ أَحَدَكُمْ مِنَ النَّوْمِ, that when one of you experiences fear, right, from his sleep, yani he saw a bad dream, or sometimes it happens, you're between sleep and wakefulness, and you feel like something is holding you down or choking you in the middle of the night. Those kind of fearful situations, you're like, oh, this is not a dream, this is some weird thing. You get that fear instilled in you. So, إِذَا فَزِيَ أَحَدَكُمْ فِي النَّوْمِ فَلْيَقُلْ, then he should utter these statements. أَعُوذُ بِكَلِمَاتِ اللَّهِ التَّامَّةِ. Same, أَعُوذُ. I seek refuge بِكَلِمَاتِ اللَّهِ التَّامَّةِ, in the complete words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the kalimat of Allah, the Holy Quran, and all those words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which are actually the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I seek refuge in these words, these complete words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, min ghasadihi, from the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa iqabihi, and from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa sharri ibadihi, and from the evil of his servants, the ibad of Allah, from the creation of Allah. Okay? These words, inshallah, what I'll try to do is at the end of the lesson, I'll try to take emails of everyone. These things you should learn. Probably don't have enough time. If I have to write it down, or maybe writing it down might be difficult, I'll take your emails. But this is a very effective dua for those kind of things. That when you're being attacked, for example, jannat, or something's happening, you feel a little bit of, it's like somebody's watching you from the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. Recite these kalimat. أعوذ بالله كلمات الله التامة من غضبه وإقامه وشر عباده. And also the hadith goes on, وَمِنْ حَمَزَاتِ الشَّيَاطِينَ, and from the insinuations and from the ploys of shaitan. These things that they try to implant in your mind, and these fears that they try to instill. وَأَنْ يَحْضُرُونَ, and I seek refuge in the words of Allah, that they approach me and they become hadir, they come close to me. Then Allah also mentions that if a person recites these, فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَضُرُّهُ, they'll never harm him, any nuqsan, any deficiency, any harm, no harm will come to him if he recites these kalimats. But the requisite is that yaqeen that we have. And depending how much yaqeen you have, how much surujik you have in these verses, and in doubt therein, if you have any doubt, and you're saying it like that, it's not, how can it have an effect? There's no yaqeen behind it. You're just trying it out. There's no effect in it. It has to be with certitude, right? With yaqeen. Anyway, towards the end of this narration, Imam Tirmidhi, he mentions, فَكَانَ عَبْدُ اللَّهِ بِنْ عَمَرٍ, the same Abdullah bin Amr that we're talking about before, that Sahabi, he says that he used to يُلَقِّنُهَا مَنْ يَبْلُغُ مِنْ وَلَدِهِ. He used to teach these words of this dua to his children when they became baligh, when they became adults, like whether through nocturnal emission, through ihtilam at night, or if they become like the age of 15, like some of these kids are becoming baligh now. So he would teach them these words for protection. But he mentions, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَبْلُغْ مِنْهُمْ, the other ones who had not become baligh yet, like small little ones like this, he mentions that كَتَبَهَا فِي سَكٍ, that he would write it like on a piece of paper, ثُمَّ أَلَّقَهَا فِي إِنُقِهِ, and he would hang it around his neck. These same words, he would basically make that ta'weef that we're talking about. But the lesson to learn from this is that basically, if the children are small, they can't think, they're not at that age where they understand what these words mean or even how to recite these words, so then there's no problem if you want to hang some verses of the Quran or some words like this, as long as there's no words of shit inside, as long as there's words of Quran, words of Hadith, things like this, you can do that. But if you yourself are old enough, you're bothered, you can recite that verse yourself, or you yourself can read these du'as. What's the use of hanging some piece of thing on the neck? That's only right, for the smaller kids.
Who said that?
This is in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. Imam Tirmidhi had mentioned that Abdullah bin Umar used to do that. Abdullah bin Umar. That was his habit, that he used to, for small little non-baligh children, he used to write these words and just kind of hang it on their neck, keeping as a protection over them from the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not from a piece of paper. Anyway, another narration in Sahih Bukhari. Another narration, this is extremely important here also because we face this on a day-to-day basis. The hadith mentions that Ibn Abbas, Ibn Abbas, he says, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يعوذ الحسن والحسين. The Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم used to do his own form of ta'weed for Hassan and Hussein. He used to seek protection from Allah in regards to Hassan and Hussein, his grandchildren. ويقول, and Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم used to say, إن أباكما, he used to tell Hassan and Hussein that verily your forefather, meaning Ibrahim alayhi salam, كان يعوذ بها إسماعيل وإسحاق. These same words I'm reciting upon you now, the same thing your forefather Ibrahim alayhi salam used to do that for Ismail and Ishaq. Right? Those words being, the hadith goes on to mention, that أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة. Again, I seek refuge in the complete words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, min kulli shaytan, from every single shaitan. Remember we're talking about shaitan from jinn and ins also, and from even animals also. We mentioned that the word shaitan, if we take it to come from shaitan, it includes the jinn, it includes the ins, it includes the animals, and every creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is far away from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who wishes harm. So Rasulullah mentioned, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة. Hammatin, it's those little creatures and critters that cause you harm. Whether it's a bee, whether it's a snake, a scorpion, these kind of things. You're sending your child out to the playground to go play, and something that kind of came to my mind, recently a friend of mine, his son got afflicted by a small little tick. And that tick basically is paralyzed him now. That tick, when it bites you, it embeds its head inside under your skin, and it releases a poison. You get Lyme disease. So the small little kid is just paralyzed in bed, can't move none of his limbs, from a small tick. And it's tick season now also. So one is that you buy the tick spray, mashallah, that's the hourly sabab. But this is masnoon also. You send them out with this intention that the word hamma would include these little ticks and these mosquitoes and all these things. And then the dua continues, وَمِن كُلِّ عَيْنٍ لَامَ, and from every evil eye. And the Aqidah of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat, that al-ainu haqqun. Ain is called in Farsi we call it bad nazari. When a person looks at you, he's a hasad. Right? For example, there's a couple that can't have children. They've been barren for 15, 20 years. Then you go to a dawah, an invitation or a party, and the wife is looking at your child, how cute your child is, actually, it happened during the lifetime of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In his time, there was one Sahabi who was, you can say, the strongest, buff, very muscularly fit Sahabi. So he was getting ready to go and take a swim. So he took off his shirt, and mashallah, his pecs were showing, his shoulders, his arms, his biceps. And another Sahabi, he didn't intend anything bad. He just looked at him like, whoa, how I wish I could be like this guy. Check him out. If I had muscles like that, who knows what kind of wives I would have or what I could do with that kind of muscles like this. I would be the man. So anyway, he had that kind of a thing. He didn't intend bad. He just kind of looked at him like, check that out. And immediately, like instantly, the Sahabi fell down and caught such a bad fever that he was like, he couldn't move. He had to get people to actually move him around. Then they did some investigation. This story, this incident reached the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that this is what happened. This very fit, outwardly fit Sahabi, he can't move. You don't know what to do with him. He's kind of like half unconscious. So they're like, okay, what really happened? Explain to me what happened. And they explained to him the whole incident. And this Sahabi who kind of saw him, he was also there because he didn't intend anything bad. So he was there getting information. So they're like, okay, this thing, what happened? So then they're like, this Sahabi who looked at him says, yeah, Rasulullah, and this is what I only did. I just looked at him. And then this thought came to my mind that I'd like to have a body like that also myself. Then Rasulullah told him to go make ghusl. Go have a bath. That leftover water that you had after your bath, bring that with me. They got that water and they threw it on that other Sahabi, and then he recovered. That's one of the ways to cure the evil eye, but that's only if you know the guy who did it. Otherwise, normally, I've experienced this myself. My little daughter, when she was born, mashallah, very cute and this thing. But when you go into that kind of environment where there's different people there, you don't know what kind of envy people have over you. Actually, once I myself experienced a really bad case. It was before last year when we had our very first graduation ceremony.